Hi, welcome to the second part of our new shop build. We're about to start isolating the two walls, the other walls if you will, and then build the frame for the shop. So it's going to be good.
Yeah, it's the structural thing of it all. Wasn't really that hard, just took some time. And
well, there's a little bit when we moved the second wall that we should have done better. But
yeah,
we'll get to that.
Okay, let's begin. So, yeah, now we are just putting up boards against the framing of the barn to get the, what do you call it, the plates on, for the wall.
Sheets, yeah. And there were some to begin with, but they didn't really, they weren't structurally sound. So we removed a couple and we added a lot more. And then we put in some, what do you call it, reinforcements in different places.
Yeah.
And right now you can see we are putting the insulation, sheet wool.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just distracted. That's my cat Polo. So yeah. Yeah. Where are we at? Yeah. Well, it's pretty basic. We just wanted to keep it so we had something to attach the bolts on either side. You can see the steel beam on the left side. It must be. We put bolts on both sides, so we have something to screw it to. Yeah.
I think we were measuring up the first sheet to put on.
Yeah, that was fast. The isolation came in. It's really nice to work with.
It's in these sheets. There's about 1 meter times 60 centimeters.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good to work with. You can just put up your spacing beforehand, and then it goes in pretty easy.
Yeah.
And then it's just a matter of putting the sheet up, holding it, and tightening down with some screws.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that always strikes me when we are watching videos from the United States, or well, mostly the United States, is
Canada also.
And Canada, is how they must use nails. Nails all the time, from nail guns and just pound it with a hammer. Here in Europe, or at least in Denmark, there's more of a tradition of using screws all the time for everything.
Yeah.
And not that much glue.
No.
The Americans glue everything and then we'll just put a bracket in to hold it. And we don't really do that in Denmark. Not really in our shop. But we're trying to imitate a little bit the American style.
Yeah, because we can't deny that the Americans and Canadians have been building houses, entire houses, out of wood, and that's gonna count as for something. They must have a tremendous amount of experience in doing this.
And we get inspired to build things from American builders, and
get him out of here.
And therefore it makes sense to use some of the same methods as them. And that's also part of why we're building our new shop with wooden walls, so that we can do some of the things that you see, put up cleat systems directly on the wall, put up shelving directly on the wall, and hitting the studs and so on. So you can say we are very inspired by the American and Canadians.
Yeah.
And just like that, one wall is done. Well, almost done. There's a piece in the upper hand corner above the door. And that's because we have them, what do you call it, the steel beam from the corner of the barn, and it's crooked, so we need to fit it a lot. So up and down the ladder.
Yeah, it was great exercise, and well, we need that. So we try to measure most things and just cut it, and then well, sometimes this gets a little gap here and there, but we decided that it wasn't really worth the time to make every adjustment all the time. So we took some places and said, hey, here it makes sense. Here that's hidden. We know we're gonna do something with the roof and get in under. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe we can't even see it when we're done. So yeah. And now we've left the shop for some reason. Yeah. And the door open.
Now we just put fine trimming around the edge between the door's frame and the frame of the wall.
No, that's actually later. We're still putting in reinforcements in the wall by the door.
Ah, okay, that's what we do.
Yeah, because and that was actually the prepping for what you just talked about.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So well, we just didn't want, because now we've cut a hole in the barn. So we just didn't want it to be what we call in English, it's a cold bridge or something.
Yeah. We didn't want it to be a weak point where the heat got out and the cold got in. So.
Yeah. And maybe in the future we'll do something about the door so it gets more isolated. Yeah. But
now we have isolated rock wool in the lower part of the other wall.
The right
and
side,
then I think we're doing some reinforcement boards. Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Prepping a little, 4 boards prepped. And let's put them up. And always seems to be the one who's crawling around on the legs.
Yeah, well, we're actually doing most of the work always. Well, it seems like the way, because it's got something to do with personality, because you are the leader type. You have held a lot of leader jobs in your time, and you like to be in control. And I don't really like to be in control, but I love the backbone stuff, the making things prepared and calculating how much we use and why and so on. So it's just natural, but you do most of the physical work, I must admit. So.
And now we're ready to move up. We're placing the sheets on the top instead of directly above the bottom sheet, and that's simply because when we have to measure and put in these small pieces, I'd rather do it in a height we can reach from the floor instead of having to be on a ladder all the time.
And the reason we just don't do it correctly is because this is a kind of old barn, not that old, but the flooring are made from concrete slabs, and it's
uneven.
It's really uneven. So we had to do a lot of things on correcting. So we had to really at the beginning say, okay, we know it's not gonna be even how hard we even try. We're not the type gonna make a frame and then let it float and shim it up and so on. So we say, okay, this is a top line. We keep this, and then adjust it from there, because it's gonna be a lot of adjusting. But as you see in the later videos, it doesn't really matter when it comes to it, and it saves a lot of time and.
No.
Yeah,
right now we're removing we're making notches for the power lines.
Yeah.
And moving one of them.
Yeah. We want to keep that one there. It's 400 volts that we converted into 240 or 230 as we use in Denmark. Or 220 I think it's called, but it's actually 230. But that's the technicality.
But it's a great source of power, and it's placed pretty good in the future workshop.
Yeah.
And I will start, I don't know, is that the 2x4s? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the 3 meters for where we just took out and said, okay, we'll get a lot of 3 meter 2x4s, and that's gonna be the height of our shop, because it's a shop, so we need a high ceiling so we can get things into the gate that comes later and have it stick around inside or something. So that was the height we agreed on. Les could have done it, but well,
I kind of like it. We're a bit further on now. I've gotten the lower ceiling in, and I really like it, the height. And now we're trying to get organized.
Yeah, I used a lot of time to figure out the ones of the 2x4s that were the best looking, because we're gonna do the visible wall now. And even though every time we're at the lumber yard we really try to find the best ones, but sometimes they always see, oh, the other side wasn't that good, and so on and so on. So yeah, it's hard to find the good ones always, but we try. So Richard had a plan with this. He said, let's try to make it 60 centimeters apart. because that's like a standard measurement in Denmark for buildings, and also for the isolation, so it will fit with these brackets. So that's like a standard measurement. I believe the Americans have something similar to
16
inches, right?
16 inches.
Yeah, what's then in metric? Inches like 250 or something, so 6. I can't calculate that right now. Yeah.
Right now we are preparing some what I call some blocks to space it out so that the wall will be even.
Yeah.
And the what I call it, the metal posts in the middle won't skew everything.
Yeah.
And it's the next day.
Yeah. Yeah, we just did some extra with the door there. On top there was a little airflow gap.
And we didn't want that, so
yeah.
we just cut off a little bit of small pieces to fit in. This is the kind of machine that goes flat and then a bunch and then back down in a bunch. And we just filled in the bunches and tightened it down with some screws.
16 inches is 40 centimeters, I think. So it's a little bigger than that, but yeah. Now we're just putting on, and we're attaching it primarily at the two bottom where we have 3 hooks between the 3 blocks between 2x4 and the wall, because the wall screws in like this. Mostly because, well, the bottom plates were already fixed when we bought the farm, and then we wanted to put it against the wall instead of having the plate hang out.
It's pretty crooked.
Yeah, there were smarter ways to do it, but that's what we chose to do. So
yeah, and we also thought, well, since we are doing this, then we can use it to build some shelving or something.
Yeah.
So
right now you can see the last section is a little bit bigger than 16 centimeters, and that's because the door we wanted 2x4 on each side, also to be able to well, hang things over and maybe, I don't know, do anything, but it just didn't seem logical to have kept the pattern and then have nothing in front of the door, of course, and then on the other side there was just been a bigger gap. So we split difference, as they say, and that's how it got. That one on the end there was a little different because there's a big concrete block in the corner, and it's gone in the foundation, the part of that.
yeah, it's like a cover stone for some piping that goes in the wall behind the big wall with the door.
Yeah.
As you remember, that's why we had to raise the door.
Yeah. So we couldn't really do anything about that.
Yep.
So what are we doing now?
Yeah. The thing we're doing now, we need to build an identical wall on the other side. So what we're doing now is actually just building it straight up against the other wall, and then so we get the exact same measurements.
Right.
So the distance between them are the same, and that's because what if we didn't measure correctly? And well, it was my idea, and I'm not sure it's a great idea, but at the time it seemed like a good idea to just build a mirror and then move the entire wall back when it was done.
Well, I think it was a good idea. We did a little too little. That was actually my suggestion because I got lazy or something. And you can see later it comes a little bit apart when we move it. But I think, yeah, I think the idea was good because we have to on the top of we're gonna build a roof, and they lay over, so they have to be exactly evenly spaced, or what they call parallel to each other. So I thought it was an excellent idea. Yeah. And also we have a little more free time here, and we can plot out where we want the gate and the distance between the cross beams to match with the isolation plates. So
it's still insulation.
Insulation. Well, isolation is. I keep doing that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Keep pointing out.
But in Danish it says isolation. It's isolation, insulation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's the same. You need to use a U instead of O.
Oh, well.
But what we're doing is putting spacers between that also tighten up the wall's structural integrity somewhat.
Yeah, that's good enough. But we'll see.
Yeah. Well, you say half full or half empty. Most of it held.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So I'm thinking people are kind of excited to see how much it feels now.
Yeah. Just talking it down.
I am too, because I was in the middle of it, but that's not the same as watching.
I hurt my hand on it. You'll probably see me picture of it later. Well, maybe not.
Oh, and there's the tea service, coffee service.
Yes.
As my darling wife comes out and asks, would you like any tea, coffee, and give her order, and she comes with it in.
My darling wife, I'm so posh. So, what do you do? I'm sorry.
And there's a little bit of dancing.
But that was fast dancing. Well,
we're building, don't have time for dance.
It's been up like 32 times. Everything.
Now we're trying to first off clean up a little, and then strengthen the wall. Give us some support to move it.
Yeah, also to measure out how long.
Yeah, that was the idea. So we attach those to the part that's
fixed to the
wall, and then we remove all the bits of wood that we use to bind the two walls together temporarily. And we're doing that shortly.
Okay, now we try to take it.
And it didn't really work, so we asked for reinforcement.
So my husband came out, Yannick, and right around
here, it has already broken.
Yeah, and I just went in because I put my hand on one of the screws and actually got a screw in the hand. Well, not that much, but somewhat. And
there was some blood.
There was some blood, and I cried. But, hey, it hurt. It really hurt. And it hurt for 2 days after or something.
And now we moved them separately and are fixing them into place.
Yeah. Now we're just measuring out.
A lot of measuring and trying to put them upright. You can't really see, but we have a measuring tape between us. I'm trying to write it. And a lot of discussion.
Yeah, I was just going to say it. So. And then we figured we would. I think it's now, right? Maybe not now. We took a couple of them and drilled into the concrete some brackets on the bottom of the freestanding wall.
And now we're saying let's use these 2x4s that are 3 meters exactly to space them out.
Oh, that's
420. Yeah. And what we do.
When you live on a farm, you quite fast learn to just go pee outside. It's easier than going in and bathroom and shoes off and all that. So a lot of time, and well, we're not that young anymore, so a little bit of cold and then... Here we have totally forgotten about the last vertical, the one.
That came up alright, and then we start building.
Yeah, I think we are about done the video. I think just check. Oh no,
it's a long video.
Yeah.
So we just put in some spacers between the second last and the last.
Oh, that's a video log.
Yeah, that's a New Year's salute. This is actually a New Year's Day. The 31st of December.
Yeah, well, it's so a long day, so we just figure, it's the fun part's only at around midnight and maybe at dinner at night. So just let's make a build day.
Well, we ended in the afternoon,
Yeah.
and concentrated on our families
Yeah.
at the evening. But it was a good day, building the shop all day and then going in and celebrating with the family.
Now we are drilling some brackets and fixing some of the beams to the floor.
Yeah.
As you might can see, this becomes a gate. I think we actually do that in this video. Make the gate, I think.
I can't really remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did.
Yeah. And then we are just refixing the first one because it was a little bit skewed.
Yeah, it still is.
Yeah. So we tried to fix it a little bit.
Yeah.
With I don't know if you call it a bracket. It's a metal plate with holes in it on the both sides so that it sandwiches it.
Yeah.
And you can force the wood a bit with it, but you shouldn't do it too much because wood will move.
Yeah.
And you should always allow for that.
Okay. So what are we plotting against now? Let's see. Oh yeah, we're making the corner up there, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're sawing off the excess bit so that we can put the last one up.
Yeah, that's right. That's how we did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bad place to be sawing.
Yeah.
Not place. Well, this must be the 1st of January then.
Yeah, it is.
Up and early. 7 o'clock? Not really. It's like 2 or something.
Yeah. Oh, I slept way too long.
Yeah. But I didn't have any alcohol at all New Year, so I was fresh. Because
You're always up early.
Yeah. I'm really what I call a morning person.
This is mostly reinforcing it because we didn't really feel comfortable about this. So we were figuring out how straight it was, both in this direction and this direction. And
we're also putting on the extra wall. I'm sorry for the bad angle of the camera.
Oh yeah.
You can't really see, but again 60 by 60, and then putting the 3 meter.
I think we remember in a bit to just adjust the camera a little bit.
Yeah, probably. Anyways.
But when you get going, you just need to keep going.
Yeah, but it could be good to have a director that just go around filming, but that would be boring.
Yeah,
I think so.
This is a lot of hours.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah. Well, what are we doing now? January cleanup, it looks like. Yeah. Oh yeah, we go up. I have no idea what we do.
Oh, I know what we do. We're putting in spaces on the wall just below.
Ah, yeah. Sorry for the angle again. Well,
that's a pretty bad angle.
Yeah, I'm sorry. On the small screen on the camera, it looked like we saw a little bit more, but well, lesson learned, I think. But
when it's nice when you get to here. You got a structure. Now you're just reinforcing the structure. You're expanding on it.
Yeah.
And it feels kind of monumental.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and we're making the windows in now and you can't see anything. I'm sorry about that. It's the same thing as on the front, just a different distance.
Yeah.
Because we wanted 2 windows in front. Here we have one window, it's the one where the light from the door is in the top corner of it.
Yeah.
Well, you'll see the next video so when we change the camera. There we go!
Yeah!
That was annoying.
Yeah.
Well, if we could just move out the way, which we don't, you could actually see something. Yeah, there we go.
And you can see the window sill is where the 2 spaces are on the same level.
Well, now it's all way over. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, we did do that. Yeah. That's because it'll match with a sheet from the bottom up, and then it'll go into use half the spacer to be attached to. So that's nice.
Yeah. And now we're just doing the bottom one. We were at 96 centimeters apart, center, I think. No, bottom, center, I can. No, in between of course. Yeah. And that's for the isolation.
Insulation.
What? Insulation.
Yeah.
Please. I actually know why I'm saying it wrong all the time. Because I work in an English program on 3D constructor. And there we say isolate item to do blah blah.
Oh, okay.
So it's insulation.
Insulation, yeah.
Yeah.
That's no there.
Yeah.
And now we made the first row of spaces, and you can see the bottom row. This is the last one we're putting in.
That's really small because that's how it lined up. The box to say is what was it? 4 times 5 meters.
Yeah, 4 meters and 20 times 5 meters.
Well, of course. Yeah.
So, and now I think we are.
Building the gate.
Yeah, we're building a doorway.
Did you see how much I moved when you just screwed it in together?
I didn't.
It's still kind of flimsy as it is, but we're doing a lot of structure and the plates will help.
See, when we move this first one, you'll see the doorway sag.
Mm. And that's of course because they have like pinned down.
Yeah, see that. And first we placed one like this, and we really didn't like it, so we moved it again.
Because I wanted on the top side, we had actually talked about it, we just forgot because long days in the workshop.
So we placed it the narrow side up, held in place with some what do you call it?
Screws. No, clamps.
Clamps, yeah. And then we put some into.
That's actually supported like you would normally window. And I think we actually talk about this. We don't really do it on the windows. 2 reasons we don't think it's necessary, and well, that's the end of that. And then we're making our own windows, so they're not going to be that heavy.
Yeah, and not going to be. They won't have an independent frame. So.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's it for now. And in the next part, we're gonna be putting sheets on the structure.
Yeah, on the walls, the walls in the first part, and insulated. Yeah. And well, get the table inside and some lighting and so on. So yeah,
it will be a good video too. So
yeah.
Thanks for watching as always. And what is that the young people say?
Oh, subscribe or something like that.
Yeah, and thumbs up and...
Yeah, now don't forget the thumbs up or thumbs down. It's, who uses that?
You know what? Write us a comment.
Yeah, that's better.
If there's something you want to know, just ask.
We love to engage, and we know we're not professional builders. We don't think we are, but we really like it, and we're always willing to learn and hear from others. It's the fun thing about being in the woodworking community.
If you have a woodworking channel, just write a comment and say, hey, you guys should check out my woodworking channel. It's about me building rocking horses or whatever. And we'll probably subscribe, and we always enjoy watching other people's videos.
Yeah, and get inspired by it. So, yeah.
That's it for this time.
Yeah. See you in part 3.